Hi everyone, how are you? So today I'm very excited because this is the last video of this course. Today we're going to finish with unit number 7, right? So let's get right away. So in this video we're going to be analyzing some ways of making recommendations, giving directions and getting information in a tourist office. So here we have Sir J, right? He is in the tourist office of Amsterdam. He's on a business trip, but he has some free time to see the city. Now here we have some 3 different places. We've already talked about this, right, in the last video. The Van Gogh Museum, the Keukenhof Gardens, and Anne Frank's house. So we're going to listen to the conversation, and the idea is for you to identify which of these places does he decide to visit. All right, so let's listen.
Track 26.
Hello, can I help you?
Yes, I've only got one free day to see the sights in Amsterdam, and I was wondering, do you organize tours of the city?
Yeah, we can, but it's quite easy to get around the city on your own.
Okay.
But, you've only got one day? That's not enough.
Yes, I know. I have to leave first thing tomorrow, so...
Okay, well, what would you like to do?
I don't know. Have you got a map or something?
Yes, we have. Here you are. It has all the sites on it.
Thanks. Can you recommend some things to see?
Well, one of the most popular things to see is Anne Frank's house. That's here.
Of course. I've heard of her.
Yes, this is the house where she wrote the famous diary. There are often long queues, unfortunately, so the best time to go is early evening.
Well, that should be okay. It sounds interesting.
Yes, if you're interested in history, it's definitely a good place to visit. Okay, we have a lot of museums. So if you like art, there's the Van Gogh Museum here.
Right. Do you sell tickets?
I'm afraid we don't, no. There's also a science museum, Nemo. That's here.
Maybe not this time, but the Van Gogh Museum sounds good. What about this? I don't know how to say it. The gardens?
Yes, the Keukenhof Gardens. They're very nice, but they're not actually in Amsterdam. You have to get a train and then a bus. Takes about an hour.
Okay, I think that's too far.
Right. What else?
Actually, I think that's probably enough. Thanks very much.
No problem. Have a nice day.
Thanks.
Okay, so what places does he decide to visit? The Van Gogh Museum, right, and Anne Frank's house. How long is he going to be in Amsterdam? One day, right? And why does he want to go to the gardens? Right, he says that they're too far, right? And he doesn't have a lot of time there. Very good. Now, here we have some expressions to use when we want to get tourist information, right? What I want you to do is to try to remember what are the expressions that Sir J uses in this conversation. We have number 1 says, I'm looking for somewhere to stay. Do you organize tours of the city? Have you got a map? Can you recommend some things to see? Do you have any information about art galleries? And do you sell tickets? So pause the video, go back again to the listening if you need to listen a second time. If not, just choose the expressions he uses. Are you ready? So let's see. He said number 1, no, right? Number 2 is correct. Number 3 as well. He asked for a map. Number 4 and number 6, right? He asked if they sell tickets to the Van Gogh Museum. Very good. Now here we have some other expressions that we can use with the highlighted ones, right? We have day trips, guidebooks. A day trip is like an activity, right, that someone, a company can plan for an entire day, right, full of different attractions that you can visit. Then we have guidebooks, a leaflet, which is like a brochure, right, 1 or 2 pages with information about the city, a restaurant, the trailway station, travel passes, which are used for transport, right? Sometimes you can buy travel passes for a day or for a week, right? And you can use the transport without paying every single time, right? And then we have hotels. So try to combine this with the expressions that we have here. So please pause the video and try to make the correct combinations. Are you ready? So let's see. For day trips, we can say, do you organize day trips? Do you sell guidebooks? Do you sell guidebooks? Have you got a leaflet? Can you recommend a nice restaurant? I'm looking for the railway station. I'm looking for the railway station. Do you sell travel passes? And the last one would be, I'm looking for a hotel, right? Or a good hotel. Very good. Now let's continue. Now we're going to be going back to the keyword will, right? We've been talking about will, right? When we talk about predictions a lot in this unit, right? And we're going to do maybe a summary of the uses of will, right? So here we have 2 different conversations, right? Very short conversations. And what I want you to do is to try to put them in the correct order, right? So pause the video and come back once you have finished. Are you ready? So let's see. In the first conversation, the order would be, Rob, can you answer the door? I'm doing the washing up. Yeah, okay. Who is it? It'll be Leona. I invited her for a coffee. And in the second case, you can say, don't forget it's Dater's birthday on Monday. Oh, yes. How old is he? He'll be 25, I think. Right? So here we have 2 conversations, and in both of them, we use the modal verb will, right? But in very, very different ways. Now, in which of these 2 conversations is will used to talk about the future? And in which ones do we use it to talk about now? This conversation, we use it to talk about the future, right? He'll be 20 when? On Monday. So that hasn't happened yet, right? But in this case, in the first conversation, we're using will to talk about now, to make a guess or a prediction about something that is happening. This is still a prediction because we haven't opened the door, so we are not 100% sure that is Leona, right? But we predict that because we invited her for a coffee, so it is a very, very likely possibility that she is the one behind the door, right? So we say, it'll be Leona. But Leona is already there, right? So this is a prediction that is happening at around this time. Now, we can use will to talk about other things as well, right? And here we have 3 different examples. We've been talking about this, right? We can use it to make offers. Can I put my case in the back? I'll do that for you, right? I'm offering to do something at the moment of speaking, right? This is an immediate offer. You ask me something and then I come up with an offer. Now, other examples, I'm not going to write them, but you can also say things like, I'll carry that for you if you go to the supermarket, right? Oh, I'll carry that for you, right? Or I will pay for the meal, don't worry. Yes, that's an offer. You're offering to do something. We can also use will to make promises, right? Okay, I give her the message and ask her to contact you, right? I'll do those things for you. This is a promise, right? I'm going to do that in the future. You can also say things like, oh, I will pay you the money next week. Or I will come to the meeting. I will go to the party, right? So these are kind of like promises. You are making a commitment to do something, right? And in the last case, we talk about requests or orders in the way of when you ask things like in a restaurant or in a cafe, right? That would be the order, right? Ordering something in a cafe or restaurant. You can say, I'll take the postcards, please. Do you have any maps, right? And you use will as well. Or you can say, oh, I have a large espresso, please. Or I'll take this pair of jeans, right? It's like a decision you're making at the moment, right? Specifying that you're going to have something or get something to you. All right? Now, in the next page, we're going to be covering again or practicing real conditionals, right? Which is another way of talking about the future. Now, quick reminder of how we make the first conditional. We use an if clause with present simple, right? A comma, and then we use, I'm going to put it like that, a comma, and then we use will, right? Will plus the infinitive, yes? But we know that how that works. Now, you can also use it the other way around, like will, no comma, if, and present simple, right? And here we have the example of number 1. It says, I'll be happy if I have the same job. I'll be happy if I have the same job. Now, if we change it the other way, that would be if I have the same job, comma, I'll be happy, right? Remember that when we use the word will, the verb that comes after goes in its base form, right? I don't say I will am, right? Or I will, or she will is. We say I will be, right? And another thing that's important for you to remember is that in these cases, we're talking about a condition that has to be met, right? And then a result, a possible result, because we are still making predictions, right? So when we talk about the condition, we refer that something has to be met, then we use the if part to talk about the condition. So if this happen, or unless this happen, then for the result, we use the will, right? So if I have the same job, if this happen, if this condition is met, the result is that I will be happy, right? Now your turn to practice these exercises. Put sentences in number 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the correct order. So please pause the video now because we're going to check in a moment. So are you ready? Let's see. I'm going to be writing them down for you. Number 2 would be, I'll be annoyed if I can't get a better car, right? Remember that if you change the order, you have to put a comma in between. Like, if I can't get a better car, comma, I'll be annoyed, right? Now, number 3 would be, I'll be sad if I don't pass my exams. 4, I'll be surprised if I get married. And the last one says, I'll be shocked if I have children. Right? So the condition here is if I have children, if this happens, right? That would be the result. I'll be shocked. Yes? Very good. So let's do the final exercise to practice some vocabulary over here, right? Just for you to refresh your mind. Now, this is about expressions of this unit, right? Let's complete the sentences from this unit with this noun. So we have place, queue, pronunciation is queue, something, somewhere, things, and time. So pause the video and complete these gaps with the correct noun. Are you ready? So let's see. Number 1 would be the queue to get in. The queue to get in, right, can be quite long. Maybe I'm going to put it there so you can read. Okay. I'm looking for somewhere to stay. Any place, right? Somewhere to stay. One of the most popular things to see is Anne Frank's house. One of the most popular things, right? So it has to be plural. We cannot use place in this case, right? Because place is singular and we're talking about a bigger group, right? So one of the most popular things of all of them, right, to see is Anne Frank's house. The best time to go is early evening. It is definitely a good place to visit. And then we have the last offer. Would you like something to drink? Right? Remember that we use the word something for nouns, right? For objects, somewhere for places. Yes, somewhere to stay, like a hotel, right? Or anything like that. So that is the end of today's video. So make sure that if you have questions, you can come to the last session we're going to have, right? If you have any question about the course, about the test, or anything, we're going to meet, I think it's next week or in 2 more weeks, right? On Monday before the tests. So you can ask me the questions, right? And get everything clear. So thank you for watching. That is it. So I'll be in contact with you with some important information in the following days. And just please take care, right? Bye bye.